May 16, 2025. Daily Bread. Passage. 2 Kings chapter 17 verse 24 to 41. Key verse. Verse 28. Title: A Bible Teacher to the Samaritans. And the king of Assyria brought people from Babylon, Cutha, Ava, Hamath, and Sepharvaim, and placed them in the cities of Samaria instead of the people of Israel. And they took possession of Samaria and lived in its cities. And at the beginning of their dwelling there, they did not fear the Lord. Therefore the Lord sent lions among them, which killed some of them. So the king of Assyria was told, "The nations that you have carried away and placed in the cities of Samaria do not know the law of the God of the land. Therefore he has sent lions among them, and behold, they are killing them, because they do not know the law of the God of the land." Then the king of Assyria commanded, "Send there one of the priests whom you carried away from there, and let him go and dwell there and teach them the law of the God of the land." So one of the priests whom they had carried away from Samaria came and lived in Bethel, and taught them how they should fear the Lord. But every nation still made gods of its own and put them in the shrines of the high places that the Samaritans had made, every nation in the cities in which they lived. The men of Babylon made Succoth-Benoth, the men of Cuth made Nergal, the men of Hamath made Ashima. And the Avites made Nibhaz and Tartak, and the Sepharvites burned their children in the fire to Adramelech and Anamelech, the gods of Sepharvaim. They also feared the Lord and appointed from among themselves all sorts of people as priests of the high places, who sacrificed for them in the shrines of the high places. So they feared the Lord but also served their own gods, after the manner of the nations from among whom they had been carried away. To this day they do according to the former manner. They do not fear the Lord, and they do not follow the statutes or the rules or the law or the commandment that the Lord commanded the children of Jacob, whom he named Israel. The Lord made a covenant with them and commanded them, "You shall not fear other gods or bow yourselves to them or serve them or sacrifice to them. But you shall fear the Lord, who brought you out of the land of Egypt with great power and with an outstretched arm. You shall bow yourselves to him, and to him you shall sacrifice. And the statutes and the rules and the law and the commandment that he wrote for you, you shall always be careful to do. You shall not fear other gods. And you shall not forget the covenant that I have made with you. You shall not fear other gods. But you shall fear the Lord your God, and he will deliver you out of the hand of all your enemies." However, they would not listen, but they did according to their former manner. So these nations feared the Lord and also served their carved images. Their children did likewise, and their children's children, as their fathers did, so they do to this day. Daily Bread Message. After the king of Assyria sent northern Israel into exile, he settled people from other nations in the towns of Samaria. Israel had been exiled as punishment for their grievous sins. But the Lord was still working to keep a witness to himself. When the Lord sent lions to attack the settlers, the king of Assyria received wise counsel and understood that the people needed to be taught to worship the God of Israel. One unnamed priest was sent from exile back to Samaria to teach the settlers how to worship the Lord. What could one person do among so many people of different backgrounds and beliefs? But this priest remained in Bethel and faithfully taught the word of the Lord. It seems he did not succeed, because the people mixed worship of the Lord with worship of their own gods and idols. But a seed had been planted. Many years later, the Samaritans could hear the gospel from Jesus himself. Because the earth is always being resettled by a new generation of people who have not heard the gospel, Bible teachers are always needed. Their influence is greater than we realize. Prayer. Father, thank you for how you will use even one Bible teacher in idolatrous times. Help me be faithful to my calling to shine your light in the world. One word. One Bible teacher's long-term influence.